All right, let's finish the key stuff. I've been thinking about it quite a bit and looking stuff up how we want to do it, and it does get more and more complicated, but we're just going to keep it simple so we can keep moving. The complications come because there's, like we spoke about, physical keys, logical keys, but then for text input, everything kind of changes. And SDL research in this kind of made me dive in more than I ever had on SDL stuff because I always found their API kind of not wonky, but where I wasn't 100% sure how you were supposed to use it. I mean, I've used it in a ton of projects and I kind of have my way of using it, but it's because there's an event based way to get events, like key down, key up, events that come in, but they come with modifiers attached to them instead of, but they also have a state based method where you can see what's check if something's actively down instead of waiting for an event. For instance, if you're holding W to run forward in Doom, you want that to be smooth, not constantly sending events where you're kind of jittering with your forward movement. So you want to be checking the current state, not waiting on events. So you really need event based and state based. I think today, if I'm going to try to just get through event based for some of the other popular keys because we have cooler stuff to move on to. If we have time, I might do the some of the state as well, like tracking state. We might have to track state for modifiers. I'm not sure what to do there yet, like just a bit set or something, but let's just dive in and figure it out as we go. All right. So let's do, did I do anything since y'all saw? No. All right. So we left off with these keys. We just want to add more. We don't have to add every single one, but let's add important ones. And we don't have modifiers here. We don't really care, but it's nice to get, it's kind of something interesting to figure out. And we're not going to have that much complex input right now anyway. We've got tons of other foundational work to do. So I don't know what all these keys are called. So we're just going to, I don't like what they're universally called, but I'm going to just name them from left to right on my, currently on my, what is this, a MacBook Pro M4. Escape, I'm not going to worry about the F keys right now. Technically minus OS key. You can fast forward this too. This part's probably boring. I won't say anything until I get these keys done. I don't know if I want the full word L bracket, right? Maybe for now. I prefer to use like full names when I can, and then if they really feel, just default to full. And then if they feel too long over time, then we'll shorten them. But starting out short never works well for me. I'm gonna skip. I might want to group these better because caps locks is unique, but I can do it after. There's actually, interestingly, there's actually not an OS key. Never even noticed that an OS key control right on a Mac, but or on the current MacBook keyboard. But I put control as caps lock and have for over a decade or more, I think, anyway. So I don't use the control keys just because I've always been an Emacs, or not always, but long time Emacs user. But we do need to have it, I think, right? Control, and then maybe let's just do this last couple. OS key up. No, that should be left, right. All right, what is this? Did I do this twice? Where's enter? Semicolon, enter, quote, enter. Ah, how did I do that? This is should not be here. All right, so what I would only really want to do is two things is let's split these off. Let's split the special keys off. Or not the special, but the mod keys. Because they're kind of their own category. Left shift, right shift. Left shift, right shift. Never know what order to put these in, but I think for now I'm just going to do alphabetical on the key name, Alt, Control, Shift, Super. And really, you could put these like that, less space. And then symbol keys versus like special keys like escape, enter, backspace, tab versus minus, equals, etc. So I think that's worthy to separate. What's first? Let's put special keys first because they're special. Tab, and these are more symbols. Yeah, caps lock special. Comma and period and forward slash. Are those all? Yeah, these are all symbols. Escape, backspace. I don't necessarily love the order of that, but we can fix that later. Forward slash and backslash could be next to each other. I think that's cool. I mean, that's minus F keys and things like volume and stuff. I think that's function. Is that considered a modifier key? Let's leave that out till we need it. We also we're gonna if we're gonna keep state for these, we have to have some kind of I don't know how many we have here, but we're gonna have to keep like a bit set or something holding all these, so we need to know the max. And I was thinking about how I want to name these before because people do count or max or most because we're doing big Indian naming like module noun verb for like our methods and kind of everything like OS is the module, key is the thing, the the smallest bit is escape, like big Indian style. But the problem with using count everywhere, which I like count, but with this naming, there could just be a key named count and it would conflict. So I think I'm just going to settle on double underscore. I don't hate it. I kind of like it. I think it's really visible, but we're going to need to know that. And we're on C99, so there's no static assert because we're going to want to. This is more than 64 keys. I don't know how many this is, but I know that if we're using a bit set, we're going to need more than 64. And the SDL scan codes is 512, so that's like 864 bit. They don't use them all, but that's how their max number. So that's 864-bit fields. So we just want to assert because we don't want to blow through our bit set. So it's just like a little safety mechanism. There's a trick in C99 to do. I'm just going to call it static assert key code count, maybe. Or maybe just key code because it's a static assert. And then all you have to do is, am I going to mess this up? No, it is not that. It's what you're doing is making an assertion there, and then if it's true, then you return a one. Otherwise, you return -1, and it's illegal to make an array -1. So if it fails, it's a compile time error. So you could use C11. They have static assert, but I'm not opposed to moving to C11. But I'm just trying to use stuff I don't normally use. I've used this like one time, one project that I just Googled how to do it. So I'm cool with sticking with it. Like if this is the only reason we need C11 right now, it's worth doing this. And then if we want to move to C11, we can come clean it up later. But let's just try to push ourselves to not be immediately grabbing the easiest thing. So what we're going to test is that OS key count. Oh, the problem here is we don't want to use SDL in here, right? We don't want to reference SDL in our like abstracted layer. But we can say, is it less than 64? Okay, so that's failed, right? So we know it's not that. So if we're going to be using 64-bit bit sets, then we got to go 128 next. Okay, so that's big enough. That'll probably make sense later. Like if it's basically if you use a U64 bit set, then that's two U64s. So then you have 128 bits. You can mark one for like flip the bit for each key. And in the case of SDL, there's 512, so you'd have 8. So you just take the number, divide it by 64. That's your new index, and then your offset is, the remainder. So I don't actually know what we're doing next. So we have all the keys, right? I mean, but we currently can't tell. Yeah, we currently can't tell if anything is modded. Like we don't pass the mod in here. And I'm wondering, to pass the mod, like if you get a thing, if you're holding shift and you press K, you're going to get an event for K, and you're going to know that shift is being held because of some, mod field flag here. But you're also going to get the shift hit before. So I don't know if we want to take that responsibility here and every event is going to pass the mods, or let whoever's calling this, they're supposed to track the mod keys. It might be so fundamental, which it probably is, that we need to track it here. internally in state and let the user know if it's down. Um, let's just do the let's just do the print real quick. Um, just I'm actually going to pause for just a sec. Sorry, people showing up to the house. All right, I've lost track of where we were. We were OS print of event or event print maybe. Yeah, I think I just wanted to test include. I just wanted to test that all the other keys were working. We need a better way in that print function. That's why I haven't committed it, is we want a better way to pretty print the stuff. So that'll come later. Shift. Why doesn't it like? Oh, duh. We never mapped them. That's well. So that's where the naming is going to be wonky. Sorry, we never mapped them in STL because right now we're like 1-to-1, but these make sense because 1, 2, 3, 4 and A, B, C, D are not going to vary, but they might not use backtick or the words we use. But maybe they've got. Look. Oh, they kind of. We don't have the same layout, but that it might be close. The scary thing is, if I copy these over, they have something way down here I forget. How am I going to be notified? Can I do another static assert? Because I got to ensure that this, like the non-zero values, I can't because I don't know the number of scan code. Like it's since it's a sparse array. I hope that makes sense. Maybe I'm not explaining it, but if I copy paste the STL stuff here, then we're like keying off theirs, basing our list off theirs. But I should probably come here and copy all these to make sure we don't forget one. And so I was going to count how many we have in this list and compare it to our OS key count, but I can't count this list. But I could probably just count the lines and just do it manually, just to at least get us going. So that's fine. We're going to do that. Comma period. Grave. Is this what? I think this actually is grave. Grave accent is not a sign. Grave accent and tilde. We might. I want to rename that grave. An apostrophe. Semicolon apostrophe. I think I just did. Wait, isn't an apostrophe just single quote? They don't have quote in here. What's double quote? What are they? Oh, it's not a key. It's about. Yeah. All right. Well, let's get what we can. Let's just go. Non-use set. What is that? Backslash. Is that backslash? So Oh, they call it slash and backslash, not forward slash backslash. So let's just do a little cleanup. So we do want. Oh, I thought they did L bracket, R bracket. That works well for us. For ISO keyboards, it's use this code for 49, but all OSs I've seen treat the two codes identical. So as an implementer, unless your keyboard generates both of those codes, arrows treats them to. Oh, so we can resolve that to OS level. All right, we're gonna deal with that. That seems like a something for the later base. We can deal with that later. I don't care about. If we get that far, we're loving life. We can separate them later or split them up later. No, what we're gonna do. This is a little sloppy. What I've just done this macro. Oh, it still works though. So there's probably going to be a few of these missing because the naming, well, there's going to be some missing ones and the naming is wrong. So we're going to apostrophe. Did I forget the space key? Slash. So they're in numerical order, I think. I don't want to do that. I kind of want to map ours to the same order that we have them in, but we can do that here in a bit. So return, do I name it enter? I don't know which one I like better. I think maybe return is better. Like not to copy them, but I don't know. Let's just run with enter, just like we always do. Just do our own thing. That was my natural instinct, so I'm gonna keep it. The grave one though, backtick doesn't seem formal. Grave is kind of cool. Minus equals left bracket period. They use slash and backslash, but I like forward slash backslash better. And was there any other discrepancy? Space. Return, that's going to do enter. This might be messy. I could probably just do this part offline. Maybe what I'll do is just make sure they're in the same enter caps lock tab. I don't know if caps lock should be here, but it's a dumb key anyway. That's 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, symbols. what? Oh, they could. Oh, I messed that up. Single. Oh no, I just called it quote. But I am gonna read apostrophe is better for that too. That's the real word. Grave, comma, period, forward slash, bracket, bracket, minus equals. Excellent. And then we need all our meta keys. What have we got? We need all these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, I think. 11. 11. Okay, that's good enough for now. Oh, arrow keys and meta keys are mods. Oh, I wish I would have done this as one at a time. I would have made it. I'm gonna have to redo the macro because that way we can do it in one pass for each block of these. Yank to space. Now we're gonna jump to equals, go back. Then we're gonna paste, delete 2 comma, go back to the beginning, go to equals, delete word, delete word, delete word, OS key down. Nice. Okay, that way it's nice because then we can do that for the meta keys, but let's reorder these better. Up, down, left, right. I think that is everybody's favorite order. Keypad, we don't care for now. I could probably just search for, there it is. Oh, now I gotta delete all these stupid things or it'll mess up our macro. All right, and we don't like their naming. I don't think. And these come before this. No, that one's about them. All right, and then we just gotta replace GUI with super. No, fat finger that. GUI for them, super for us. Super's obviously better. Do we want control together or do we want left, right together? Either way, we're going to go Alt, Control, Shift, Super, just because alphabetical. There's some weird, I don't know in my brain which priority like. I'm just falling back to alphabetical because it's hard to argue with, but the priority there, I don't know if other people have the same thing. What's should be higher, like Shift is the most common, but the least affecting key, most passive almost. That might just be some poor thought process on my side. All right. So now we need to count. What is our count? Oh, wait, you're not going to show me the actual output? What's the value? Give me the expression. 2. There's 2 blank lines, 3, 4 blank lines, 5 blank lines, 6 blank lines. So it's 148 minus 6, that's 142. No, sorry, 72 lines minus 6, 66. So we gotta see if this is 66. Oh, but we're counting 0 in our other one. Here, do this is even better. So it is 6. So there's 66 is the count, but it starts so 0 to 65. So that's right. So we do have 66. And let's just, I don't know why Emacs isn't printing the expression value. But let's just, it has to be because I mean, that's the point of the static assert, right? Yeah. Okay. I almost, let's test shift 58, 59, space. Let's see if anything actually does come through 0. Going over most of the keyword. Function, this one. Oh, it doesn't even pass through. Okay. Mac is catching that before. Might be something for the OS layer, but for us, it doesn't matter. Escape. Okay. That's actually funny because, we never enabled escape for closing. All right. So what we want to do, how much time has it been? Do we want to keep going? It's been 30 minutes, 34 minutes. All right, let's go just a little bit more because we could build the state in. I don't know exactly where I want to put it currently because we need to store some state internally for these mods, what's down. Because it's abstracted, you don't want to store it in SDL implementation because we don't want to implement this per implementation. You want to store this state regardless of the implementation. But I don't know if it might be able to be just a static global, or not a static, but we could have like a event dot C or even an os dot C. Probably event dot C. Yeah. That has like we can just start with the mod keys. We need a way to pass what mod keys are down. So when you press shift alt this, we should be tracking those up down events. And while we're sending them to the client, we also need to be saving the state. So if you hit shift and don't let go and press K, you get the K event, but it has mods attached to it. You're going to want them for all the keys later, like I was saying, for the WSAD kind of stuff for gaming. And there's a few other things that you would want it for. But I don't think we have to care about keys. But the mod ones is pretty crucial. So I think what we'll do is track our own. We're not even going to depend on. I don't want to depend on SDL because SDL does have event.key. I think it does. Oh, yeah, so they have current modifier keys. I don't want to use that. I mean, we could, but then we have to convert theirs. But why don't we have all that information already? Like, let's not be lazy. Let's track it ourselves. It's more fun. I mean, it's the whole point of this. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but let's just kind of wing it. Because we're doing such an exact count, I might do count. I think it's obvious enough. We're just going to name them static asserts and then like kind of what we're asserting. But I think that's key code. We don't need to get. I get really wrapped up sometimes in simple things because I think it's going to matter down the line because we're going to do 50 more of them and we want to be consistent. But this is our only one. It's very obvious what it is, especially now that we're doing equals. Yeah, we want this to blow up because we have multiple places to fix it. And it's again, it's really for the state in the future, but I kind of like that we have it in here now. Blow up early, blow up loud. Okay, so let's just commit this. All right, yeah, we're committing this. What is this? What did I call these? Special symbols, modifiers, arrows. Let's cancel that. I just want to have the exact same kind of commit message with special symbols, mods, and arrows. Did I remove the print? Nothing else got put in there, right? Yeah. All right. Let's do this state. So I think I'm going to have global state for now. The concern there is obviously it's global state, but I think we're always only going to have a single process taking this input because if we have even now when we have we're going to have this SDL and we're going to have windows in it. And at first it's just going to be one process, but then we're going to split off using IPC so we can have separate processes but still draw the windows so they're going to communicate. But the windows aren't in the other applications, even down the line, even at the beginning, they shouldn't receive these hardware level keyboard inputs. They should get their own type of events that are already tailored to them and cleaned up for them. Like the position of the mouse should be relative to their window, not the actual hardware, like whatever the full window size is or screen size is. It should be for their window. The type should vary, mouse enter, mouse exit, that kind of stuff, not these lower levels. So I think we might have only one place, whatever the I don't know, maybe would go in the kernel at some point or even in a GUI later. Maybe I don't know where that's going to go, but there'd probably be a single place. And even when we're doing just SDL, the whatever process is running SDL and compositing the images and splitting the images, that's the one that will own all this. So they should only have one instance of it. So I think doing static state here is fine. And then we don't have to pass anything around all over the place. As always, we can figure it out later. The place to put it, though, it is so heavily event related. I'm thinking event.c. Right? And we can keep it super simple. I think we're just gonna care about mods right now. Like the modifier keys and attach it to the key events. And that's it. So include os event.h. Do I just want to do static, like an anonymous struct with like something like this. Oh no, we don't need to do event state modifier. It's kind of long. Bit set for. I mean, is it, I mean, I don't know. You like that? All right, well, let's just implement it. We can pick names later. And do we want... It's static already, right? It doesn't need to, it's not going to be, we don't need to do underscore. It doesn't need to be like name anything funny to hide it. It's only going to be in this file. Wait a minute. We're going to have to do something else. We don't have like a enum of just modifiers that are like alt 1, super 2. We have the actual keys, which are really high numbers, like 64 or 72 or whatever they are. Or I guess they're below 66. But the modifier keys are that's an unrelated number. Sorry, I'm getting confused. But the modifier keys won't work in a U8. Like we need to get a 1 through less than 8 number to use this bit set appropriately. And we need just is super on, is all on, is controlled, not left or right. We don't care there. So we need another thing, I think. Where's keys? What if you have something like, and you can have multiple at a time. So if we go type def struct, let's just make a simple OS mod E or modifier. Again, just default to long names, and we should make them short later. OS mod. Nah, I like this being mod. That looks, because you're going to probably use this places. I'm liking this using 0 for everything here. Maybe we'll make it an enum and not a struct. Because then our 0 out value is good for everything. We can catch bugs easier. I think it's good. Again, let's go alphabetical. What's next? Control. And do we want to like hard code these? Do we need to bit shift them? No, I did see something I liked. I don't know if this was from STL, but doing something like this could be more generic, actually. This doesn't have to be for the mod. I think we'll probably end up using this other places, but for now, I'm going to say I can move that to there to AK. because we got to make an adjustment because we're not starting with 1. Let's not make it specific. Let's just make it. And we're going to just want value 1, x. But since we're always, the first one you want to shift over 0 because you want to take up that first bit. But since we don't care about this, we're always going to subtract 1. I looked this up a little bit ago, but now I already forget. I was trying to see. Yeah, so adding and subtraction comes before bit shifting. So you can do it like this. Like this will happen first, and then you'll bit shift. But it's 1 away. And just doesn't everybody think it's easier to read like that? A little bit more explicit. You don't have to think about it. It kind of removes any fear, question whenever you scan the code. So I think I'm going to do that. I didn't know that before. I always have to look up. Not always precedent. I mean, mathematical stuff is obvious, but for operators, I a lot of times don't know. Sorry, my dog is barking. I don't know exactly what we want to do here. Do we need something maybe when we get these keys? But these don't need to be public, right? They can just be private. Like, do we need a set, like a specific one just for modifier, or general OS set key up, set key down kind of thing? Actually, can we do it? We have the generic state, but maybe we do want to do the implementation in SDL, like right here. I don't know. Oh yeah, because we don't have access to that static state. And again, we don't want to put the storage of the state in here. I don't think. Oh, because we want other functions that we don't have to implement to be able to query that state. So you want some generic functions that query state. So the state needs to be not in the implementation. It needs to be in our code, I think. But so from here, we need to be able to call functions to modify that state, I think. It would be like OS key down. Not is down. Down is like the action. We're saying down. OS key code would be something like that. Or what would it look like actually? But we want to ask, like, for now, I think we want to do it for mod keys. Wow. So we need to find out if it's a mod first. If OS key is mod. code, I guess. So if it's mod, then key down. Oh no, we don't even want to say down. We want to say depends on the. I don't think this is right. Key down. Maybe we can pass OS key set. Do you want to do like a 1 or a 0, like up or down? I don't necessarily love that. But wait, what is up and down? That is not. That is not key down. What we want. But you could do. I was hoping it would be like 1 and 0, like a generic key num, but you could do key. Wait, what is that? Key dot state equals SDL pressed. Return 1, otherwise return 0. Is that how ugly is this? So if it's a mod on every event, if it's a mod, is it down? Is it up? Set it. Okay. And then, but we also, oh shit, because, excuse my language, we also gotta, we still have to send key mods. So actually, maybe this comes first. I don't know if I like that, but because we got to set it, then get OS. I'm just making up functions for now, but I don't really like using get. Set state. Set. OS key set mod state. OS key get. And then you just do mod state for the getter, maybe. Oh wait, no. Whoa. If it's a mod, do we even want to return? Well, maybe we do. Like, do we want to pass it through, or do we just want to only do it when it's like if you're holding shift and then you press alt, you're going to get alt is the key with shift is the thing. Do we care about those kind of events? I think you just have to. I think because weird stuff can happen. You're going to want to know key presses. But you know, I was going to say I was going to not return events for mod inputs, so then only the actual keys will matter. But that seems too specialized. All right, let's just do it and see if this works. It's times cruising. Wait, what's our mod style? What's the U8? We need a U, we need a type def. Oh, that's mod. Wait, don't we have this already? What did we just put in the state? What's mod flags? Bit set of modifier flags. Yeah, we can do the same thing here. One is down, zero is I kind of like that. Numerical order better. Event cleaner cache. Event C. What did I just name that? Mod flag. Then we don't even have to have that comment. The point of this enum bit was that this is what we're going to populate with this. We'll just pass in these and that will allow us to do it. But let's see, what are the new functions we had? Do these have to be public? They do. They got to be in the. This is good though, because nothing has to implement them. This is, we're going to have our own implementations of these. So what's this going to return? Not state. We're not going to return the whole state. We're just going to get the key mod flags. OS key OS mod flags. Oh, we can even shorten this. OS mod flags. OS set mod flags. There's OS key code. And then what is this? Is mod? That's a Boolean. These are the new functions we'll need. No, this is not big Indian like we said. Flags set. OS mod flags set. This is the thing. This is the module. This is the noun. This is the property which of noun, and this is the action. Yeah, mod flags set key is mod. I think that's still valid. And these functions will mess with this. I think this is going to be the least fun one to do. So let's go steal that for now until we move it. Let's put it as close as it needs to be to where we're using it. Static things like this, like globals, I just stick at the top. And maybe we should just even do that for global. Or some people use S, but yeah, that's cool with me. So we're like converting. This could be 0, 1, but I think it's more explicit. And then we're just converting it back to a 0 and a 1. But I think the like semantics are better there. So OS mod flag set. So the code. Oh, shoot. No, we don't want the key code. We want the mod. Okay, let's actually do the easiest one first. Return G event state dot mod flags. All right, that's easy. But this one, I don't know if we want to, where do we want to do this logic? Mod flags set. Should this be mod? Like, are we pushing, like, do we want to do this and do the asserts inside of it? Or do we want to push that logic up to convert to mods? I don't know if I'm going to keep this, but let's just do it so we can keep progressing. We just want a table. And if we get 0, we just assert, yeah. Because all I care about is these, right? We didn't set a count, but we can. Just do the same kind of thing. This is really unlikely to change. Well, maybe, I don't know, caps or something, but let's just do it for safety. Oh, that's wrong anyway. These are the keys, not the mods. I'm just going to comment it out so we see it during our commit. Are we going to manually count? No, we can just do a divide by. I'm just going to manually brute force this real quick. These are all super. Somewhere I have these sorted by left and right, and somewhere I have them sorted by the key code. I think it's right here, but left, right, left, right. And I just like to keep that consistent. So we're also going to do OS key unknown to make this. I don't even know if we need to do this. I think every one will be, if we don't get it, it's going to return a mod. Like any, oh, what if, shoot, we got, hold on, let me think about this because we got a 66, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 61. You know what? Do this. We'll save us. Code is less than the key count because it can't, like, let's just. This is small enough. I don't really care. Let's just do it. The reason why is because then OS mod E equals So anything that if this assert fails, and really this shouldn't be greater than or equal to 0, because if anything comes in 0, then that's an unknown key already, and just blow up. And like we did before, that's worthy of unknown. No, if it's, I take that back. I think we're checking it somewhere else. If that already is negative, let's just keep it like that. But it can't, it actually can't be, it has to be greater than 0. If it comes in, if it comes in as, if it comes in as 0, it's going to still get the 0 mod value. Right? Okay. Why is that happening? Assert mod does not equal OS mod unknown. Return mod. There might be a tidier way to do that, but so now this mod set can take a mod is key mod. Dude, can we fold this? Can we just, do we want to do this check, then change it? Then, it might. Because, wait. I won't even be able to use this function because I'm asserting that it's valid. So this is a bummer, but is keymon. Maybe this makes more sense. Then we don't do the assert. Then we just return mod. If it's a mod, it's not going to be OS mod unknown, right? If it's mod, it does not equal unknown. Then it's a mod, yeah. It says, did we keep the asserts? Yeah, so then this can hard assert OS key is mod code. Do we even need that function now? Oh no, OS key, that returns a bool. Wait, shit, then we don't actually get the freaking mod. All right, I got a better idea. Just minor back out. We're going to get rid of this. We're going to get rid of this assert. We're going to just return table code. And we can just check it outside. That's a minor check. That way we get less functions. Not a big deal. Let's go see our implementation. And we'll just go key to mod OS mod. Can I do I can do like combined here, but like a set and a check, I don't think I can. And see if mod does not equal os mod unknown. I change those function names. OSQ mod, os mod flag set, and os mod flags. Oh, it's flags. Yep, then this needs to not be a key code. This is the mod. Okay, I like where we're landing. So this is os mod flags t mods. And that messes up our pretty little thing. So we're going to get rid of that, I think, here in a minute. Like this formatting. It was nice while it lasted, but it's kind of like for toy examples to look tidy. We're going to let them go on their own separate way, and then we'll probably just hoist them out. I'm going to take a quick break to get a drink. All right. All right, so now G event state dot mod flags. Oh, shoot. Do I need... I don't actually know exactly how I'm going to do this now. We can depend on this Boolean being a 1 or a 0. We probably don't even need to do this. We can just do it in line, but we're going to have to... Or equals? What are we doing here? Sorry, I had to reconnect it. My headphones, when somebody calls, it disconnects from my computer. And when it does that, the keyboard's super loud. So, oh, this is going to be... So you can't bit shift, but is it... It's not and. It's not a... Is it just or equals? Can this... Oh, that's the mod, but... But I don't always want it to be 1. Is this what I want? Is this stupid? I don't... I don't know if that's right. And I don't know if I know how to print out the binary representation. I'm not going to get rid of the fixing because this is specific to this. Pitch shifting numbers. I'm just going to leave it here for now. How do you print like each bit? Maybe a bit mask and loop? Well, I can tell you how we can find out. It's just, I mean, I think, are we broken anywhere? We're going to start printing keys. No. OS event print. And we'll update the print to have mods. The whole point of this is to not look stuff up and just figure it out ourselves. But I'm just, so this is dumb, right? This isn't going to show us what we want unless I can just do the convert. Yeah, I might be able to just do the conversion myself in my head. I think we need something more robust to test in the future, but all right, I'm going to hit A. Why isn't that working? We're printing. Do we not call print the right one? I think key might want to do it before we break. Good Lord. All right. A, up and down, right? A, up and down. Holding shift. Well, let me, is it going to repeat? No, so the shift doesn't repeat. Then I'm going to hit A. So we're going to get 11 mod 4. 4 seems high. What about left shift? Oh, and the mods don't change. They're not unsetting. Is that because I'm ending? All right, we got to fix that first. This might be painful for somebody that knows exactly what's going on to watch this right now. So sorry, but. So if you OR this, you're going to get this. If you AND it, you're going to get that, right? And so value is just to make sure this is, we're not dum-dums. I'm gonna do one just explicit thing. This is probably completely unnecessary. Equals, no. Is down 1, otherwise 0. I'm just want to be because Boolean is just a 1 and a 0. true. It's down is one. Well, that's exactly what we want, but whatever. We'll just keep it until we get it figured out. And then, oh shit, right? I was thinking Alt, right shift might actually be correct. Event, what the hell is right shift? 1, 2, 3. Well, still shit. We're subtracting one. Oh, but because of the bit shifting, it's not that value. It's 1, 1, 2, 4. Yeah. But no. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4. Oh, so that is right. That is right. We're getting 4. But it's not unsetting. So let's get rid of this again. That was dumb. Oh, because we're doing the or when it's 0. So if we say this is how it is now, this is the current state, and then the new state is 0 because we let go, it's still going to be 1. We actually have, let's just do something dumb to get going. This can probably be more elegantly done. Wait, we can at least do. So we got 1, and the new one is 0. And we want 0. But we got to do, maybe we have to do or when it's down. We got to do or when it's down, and then and when it's up. Does that make sense? Is that stupid? Let's just try. There's probably a much cleaner, better way. But so 4 is down, 4 is up. Okay, so A. No mods with A. I'm just tapping A, holding shift, and then A. Okay, that works. Let go, A again. Okay, that worked. Command is 8. What about shift both shifts and A? That's fine. What about, what's the lowest one again? Alt and then command. Wait, oh, that's super control. So that's 1, that's 2, that's 3. So if I do 3, and I'm hitting the letter J, come through with command and then I let go. 3, hitting J because I'm holding command and alt. Let go of alt. Oh shit, that wasn't good. All right, so just real quick at the very bottom, if I'm just going to tap Alt a few times, just look at the mods. So we go 1, 0, that's fine. If I hit Control, we get 2. So if we hold both, we get 3. And if I tap J, we're getting code 20. But I'm holding down, so we're getting both mods. It's great. But if I let go of just one, it goes 0. Hold it again, I get 2, then 3. Let go of, oh, that's interesting. If I let go of Control, I keep Alt. But if I hold both and let go of Alt, I don't keep Control. Which seems like a bug. Pretty bad. Hmm. Is there a, I'm just gonna, maybe I just don't know a C feature. C set specific bit. I mean, bit shifting off, obviously, but what's this about? We can maybe tidy that up. Okay, again, holding Alt is 1, holding Control is, oh no, that actually broke us. That's not cool at all. Is it doc? If I wanted to clear the bit, hmm. Anyway, I hope y'all do not hate me for copying some code, but they seem like I should know. We don't want to toggle it. I mean, at least in this case, but I want to actually try these and then we can make them our own. Set bit, clear bit. So if it's down, we're gonna, but but that doesn't help us with the and. Oh yeah, it does. The value in the position. Oh, oh wait. If it's setting, why do you need to clear it if you can just set it to 0? We're gonna get rid of this and just make it 1 again. Then we can get rid of value. This Well, obviously we can tidy up, but if we want to set bit is down, let's just see. Is it going to try to do that first? It might try to, I don't know if it's going to do the set bit macro first or this macro, but I don't want to find out right now. Can I just do it in line? Oh, but we're doing the same thing. We're pushing that bit over. The position is just the mod -1. No, it's not. It is down. What if I just set it? Holy cow, I'm fried. This is a different concept. This is, it's not the value, it wants the literal position itself. If is down, you want to set that bit. Otherwise, you want to clear the. I should have looked. That's why you don't copy paste code, because I didn't. All I should have done was sat and looked at the freaking code that is doing the same operations right here. Oh, that's why we're doing it ourselves. And really, we're not in a macro anymore, so we don't care about all this extra wrapping. Right? Because this is just because we start with 1. We want to subtract 1 so the first bit doesn't get wasted. Holy cow. Sorry for wasting everybody's time. So if we hold Control and Alt, we get 3. If we let go of everything, we get 3. If we hold both and hit J, 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 let go of Control, I think this is exactly what we want. So let's look at what they're doing. This actually doesn't feel far off at all from what we were doing before. So just so I understand, and it's our crap, I'm going to go all the way back. Because at one point I did even the tilde there. Let's copy this and then, sorry, copy. Wow, I'm way off. I'm in the Emacs undo tree too deep. So I want that, and I wanted to get where we were and then paste these in so I could compare and see why my way did not work. So mod set, we've got the value equals because value, that's why this should just be one year technically. And what's that? That's literally what this is doing. It's swapping because it's one. You don't need to. I was like swapping the swap. Shift, Command, Option, Alt. I'm just looking at the mods row, by the way. So if I hold Control, Option, let go, Control, let go, Option, Control, Option, let go, Option. Option is Alt, by the way. Sorry. Oh, okay, it's working perfectly. So I'm kind of thinking I like their way better with the bits because we're going to use that a lot more. And I have a feeling if I did more low level stuff, I would know these. Let's see just what like are there common, super common macros? Is that bit? You what macros or do like but these are type specific and we're gonna have U8s. But I guess it doesn't matter. You just use an Int32 and then you just cast it. You just cast it to a U8. All right, I actually kind of like the idea of that, but I don't want to waste more time. It's been an hour 40. I think I might clean that up. I think I'm going to go and change this to a better set of universal ones, like universal functions or macros, but I don't know which way I'm going to go yet because I think I kind of like the type safety. I like it for Macs and stuff. I don't use macros as much, just as I think it looks a little bit better and it's just more fun to write personally. So we just do it, even if it's a little extra code. All right, I think we might be done. Sorry for the super. I think we went from 30 minutes to an hour and 30 minutes. So I'm also going to fix this. I'll fix that later. Offline, store modifier state. For now, this is all good. That's just reordering. All right, I'll do some cleanup, but overall, this is good. I'm pretty sure we had somewhere that we did not want to commit. That I might have just looked over. Yeah. All right. We are using that. This might just could be a U8. Do we need a special type for this? Is that stupid? Is that hide what we're actually doing? I think it is. I think for another programmer to come in when they just see U8, it might be a lot more obvious. Oh, and it unbreaks our thing. Does it? We're gonna get rid of this eventually, but we can hold on to it for one more day. I don't. I think I even heard like in the kernel, they really don't like hiding that if it's not that beneficial because then it just obscures. It just obscures what's going on. Like these are flags. I'm in a bit set. I think if I name it that, then it's obvious, really obvious. Oh, oh, bit set set. Okay, well that's unfortunate. Mod bit set set. Mod. I think it's we're using mod everywhere else. Modifier key bit set. Everybody happy with that? Mods. OS key to mod. OS key is mod, which we don't have anymore. Great. More cleanup. The implementation, we're storing it, and then all we're doing here is reordering something to be more consistent. OS mod bit set. OS key to mod. OS mod bit set set. Bit set set is a little unfortunate, but I think it's fine. Is bit set the proper terminology? I think it is. Oh, you know what we got that's even cleaner? What are we doing here? Why are we still doing the is press? That's silly. We can do our own out u.key.is pressed. We already have that information. We're always going to want this, but we have to get it after we set it. Wait, do we? Hold on, let's think. If I press J, that event's coming in after the shift if we care about the shift. If I press shift and then alt, I'm pressing, maybe I don't want to set it first. I want to give it the current stuff, right? Like if I'm holding shift and then I press alt, I want to see the alt. No, if I'm holding shift then alt, I want to see alt come through with only shift in the mods. I don't want to see alt and shift and then the key is also alt. That doesn't make sense. So you store the modifier state after, right? Yeah. We're not print anymore, but that makes way more sense. Hold and shift. And then when I press alt, the key is alt, the mods is only shift. Otherwise, the way it was, if I hold shift, I press alt, alt is the key, but the mods are alt and yeah, this is right. And it looks way better for the code. I like that. Sometimes when it feels just the way it should be, perfect. All right. All right. I'll clean it up and mention it on the next video, but thanks a lot. Peace.